All right, we're live, we're live, we're live. What's happening? What is going on, everybody? About to get the session started. Let me know if you guys can hear me good in the chat real quick. And we're going to get things on the way in 1 minute here. We're live, we're live, we're live. More U.S. Air Force tankers and artillery assets are heading from Europe to the Middle East. I was watching a YouTube stream like earlier yesterday, and yeah, there's been military assets, planes flying all across the pond from the U.S. to Europe, stationized around Europe, fueled up and stuff, carrying B-2 bombers. And yeah, more action might come today, maybe going into tomorrow and this week. We're gonna see. Crazy weekend it's been, needless to say. The least ongoing strikes have been happening in the Middle East. Multiple countries have been affected. We were live yesterday. If you missed yesterday's stream, go watch it. It's kind of like part one. If you missed yesterday's stream, we talked a good amount yesterday about some things. So yeah, if you missed yesterday's stream, make sure you watch it. 15 hours ago. Talked about gold, talked about a bit about oil throughout that session. It was a pretty long session, but yeah. Let's see. Give me a minute here. Whoa. Yeah, gold and silver posted their highest monthly closes ever in history this past week as the market finished. As the market was coming to a wrap, right, this week. Metals were already moving strong before all this news. Right, we got market opening up later today. Everybody's wondering what's going to go on, what's going to happen. All right, we'll talk about some things in a little bit here. The metals, however, look at where they are right now. Metals had their highest monthly closes ever in history. Before all of this, before all the news started, before the first missile strike got confirmed, metals were already gearing up. You know, the market's always one step ahead, right? Headlines market usually moves before the news. The market's already been moving in that direction. Coincidences? I think not, to say the least. Yeah, Trump posted this, and he posted something not that long ago, actually. There's another thing he said. I'll pull it up in a minute. But yeah, Trump had some things to say about the Supreme Leader. Now, his followers, the Supreme Leader's dead, but his followers, you know, are still going at it. Yeah, we're going to see how long this war lasts. Speculation of if it lasts a couple of days or if it's weeks. Man. 9 months, 9 years, 3 hours. Trump's moving fast. Who's next? Trump clearly got people on his radar. Cuba. Speculation of Cuba next. Mexico, right? Mexico, freaking Venezuela, Mexico. The U.S. intelligence helped with that. Who's next? Cuba. These countries, like, for instance, like central banks, like these countries, some of these countries don't have central bank authority. So like Iran is a country that doesn't have a central bank authority. Wink, wink. Interesting. Trump posted this on Truth not that long ago, like 6 hours ago. Iran just stated that they are going to hit very hard today, harder than they have ever hit before. They better not do that, however, because if they do, We will hit them with a force that has never been seen before. Thank you for the attention to this matter, President Donald Trump. So that was on Truth Social 6 hours ago. It's a weekend. Over the last 12 months, President Trump has, the last 12 months shows President Trump likes to make market moving moves on Friday night. The question becomes, will this be a brief conflict like June 2025 or a prolonged war with Iran? Trump 2025 showed us he likes to announce things on like Fridays or Saturdays. Fridays going into Saturday, like the tariffs, stuff with tariffs on Mexico, Canada, tariffs. Announcement: Mexico, Canada postpones tariffs, announces tariffs. Liberation Day tariffs. This is a great time to buy. Literally when the market was closing, I remember that. The market was like literally closing, closed. Trump's like, this is a great time, and that was the worst. And that was when the market. That was actually the best time to buy, actually. And he wasn't capping. So yeah, the market. These things we've talked about it. We talked about it yesterday. If you missed the session. Things tend to happen on weekends. I've been looking at a lot of different posts and stuff, as you can see. I thought it was going to be quicker than that, but it's way down here. Yeah, weekends, headlines, right? You have weekend and, major risk headlines, right? That's going to be like uncertainty for the market, right? Especially on the weekends, it being the weekend and it's closed, right? Nothing you can do, nothing you can react to, really. Crypto, unless it's like crypto or I don't know, the poly market. But yeah, you got major risk headlines. That's usually uncertain price, right? Price usually, or you could say unpriced uncertainty because it's the weekend, right? So there's no pricing right now. Major risk headlines usually create uncertainty. However, right now it's unpriced uncertainty. So when the market opens, volume will start to come in, liquidity will start to come into the market and flow into the market. And things will reprice themselves, right? More with probably a risk on assessment, especially depending on how, not even really depending on how today goes, like what could happen today, what could be said to, not make people spooked. We've already seen enough so far, but yeah, like today might be a whole nother day where we even see more. Markets open up in less than 12 hours. So by then, you'll probably see more breaking news, headlines. Like that's kind of what I was just watching all day yesterday on YouTube. Just different live outlets, CNBC, Fox, News, whatever. And yeah, we're going to see, like Trump said, where was that? I swear I just had it. Yeah. So yeah, let's see if they do. U.S. strike back. U.S. has a lot of, like I said, military movement heading from Europe towards the Middle East. If you watch, if you keep an eye on like this map thing, if you watch this thing, if you watched it yesterday, you would have seen like a lot of planes, military planes crossing from USA all the way to Europe yesterday. A lot of planes, cargo ship, like cargo planes and stuff, carrying stuff. They already have all their ships, aircraft carriers out there. Like there's aircraft carriers out there already and stuff. We've talked about a lot of this. We've been keeping up with this for like the last week, ever since that Washington Post article I showed you guys. I even posted it in the Discord and stuff ever since this article. And this, we've been keeping up with this since like the 17th, 18th, 19th, right? we had information that this was going to happen. If anybody's been on the streams with me for the last week or so, or 2 weeks, I've gone over plenty of information that's like, yo, like, looks like something's coming, right? Anybody remembers this post? I brought this up many times on streams. I even posted it in Discord under XAU, if I'm not mistaken. I might have posted it. Yeah, I posted it over here back on February 19th. We were talking all about this on several streams, not just once and not just one little thing. Like, we were talking about this every day, every single day. The triangle pattern I gave you, like the last stream I did, or one of the last streams I did with you guys before the market closed, was talking about that triangle pattern that was looking like it was shaping up last week. Some of you guys may remember that, right? I did stream and talk about this. Where was it? This would have been at the end of last week. I think I even posted a chart. Yeah. Here we go. I said markets look interesting, literally, with this triangular pattern. We talked about this on a stream last week at the end of the week, how it looks like gold's in a triangle pattern. And patterns like those can often lead to kind of what we're seeing. It's broken out of that triangular pattern, right? We did talk about that February 26th before the market closed, and it is breaking out of that. So yeah, we've seen this already. The whole, USA invaded Venezuela in January. I mean, we've seen this. What I mean by this is, this is war breaking out between even multiple countries in the Middle East, including USA, right? USA is involved. Iran and other countries in the Middle East. More than 8 countries were affected, like Qatar, Dubai, like UAE, Dubai. Other countries were affected as well. Now, so this is different, but it goes in the same category of geopolitical escalation, geopolitical concern, conflict, military. It falls in the category of risk on assessment for the market when it comes down to sentiment. Is it? And now when we look at the degree of what it is, it's like, well, this is obviously a much bigger event. We have different events that have occurred already in 2026. Just in the first 2 months of 2026, there's been multiple headlines, right? Like USA attack on Venezuela. That was down here. We'll get back to that in a minute. Right, the investigation on Powell, Epstein files. I wouldn't say that's in the same category, really. As like conflict, we're talking about like conflict, geopolitical, like conflict, like global tariffs, Epstein files. And whatever you want to think. Trump calling to release alien files. Like, that's not really like, that's like that versus this. That's So I mean, there's been some things already in the last 2 months, like the whole Greenland, Trump, Canada, Mexico, Greenland situation, tariffs, all tend to happen like on the weekends, right? So these things create, again, major headlines, major risk headlines. Now, if we were to weigh it in, right, and look at what's happening right now, this is pretty big, right, in terms of those headlines, right? If we were to look at like some of the things that have happened recently, we could maybe compare this to USA attacks on Venezuela, right? Invades Venezuela, right? We could maybe compare this into that of category, right? Where there's geopolitical concern or what's going on there, right? Not to mention, these things are also happening when these countries are in the midst of negotiating diplomacy in the world, right? Right now, like, these things are also happening while diplomacy is being negotiated, so that's just kind of being ignored. So it's also making people look at that. It's also making people question what is diplomacy, what is this, because like that is also going on, and it's happened before. Trump, this is not the first time Trump has done this. But yeah, 11 countries have been targeted by Iran strikes. So Iranian strikes, 11 countries. Cyprus, 2 missiles. So when you think about 2 missiles, it might seem bad, but you got to understand some of these countries got like 200 missiles sent and intercepted. There's like countries that got like 145 missiles sent towards them, and 137 of them were intercepted. That type, you know. So it's not like there's defense on that end, but 11 countries, as you can see, have been affected. Cyprus, Oman, list goes on. UAE, Dubai. Got hit. I have some friends out there right now. Saudi Arabia, Syria, Qatar, Jordan, Israel. So yeah, 465 missiles, 357 drones, 825 total projectiles. UAE. I think like they intercepted a lot of those missiles. Some hit places like even like I think some hotels got hit and like different places. Like a lot of these things are being targeted for military stations, radar stations, health stations, CIA stations, right? Different operatives, different vessels are being targeted, right? So in the midst, like debris, conflict, debris, other missiles and things could get hit along the way too. That's a video game. I swear that's a video game. I don't know. Interesting breaking news. I don't even know. Yeah. we got here. We got this? Oh, that was a little while ago. Anywho, market's open today. Everyone's asking what is going to happen. Oh wow, some bricks news. Everyone's like, what's gonna happen? Probably gold will go up. Like I mean, like I just said, I think everything that I just said kind of condemns this and calling on Iran, calling them a violation of Iranian sovereignty and territorial rights. Iran launches another wave of missiles towards Israel 55 minutes ago. Iran says it used hypersonic Fatah 2 missiles for the first time in attacks on military bases. Yeah, those hypersonic missiles. These are the types of missiles that could actually potentially affect like the carrier ships, right? And if let's say if one of these missiles targets a U.S. carrier ship, you know, then it's like probably like all guns loose. If one of these missiles, these hypersonic missiles, were to target or hit a specific thing, and let's just say like a carrier ship, for instance, that would be definitely a interesting situation. Let's just say. Now, supersonic missiles, those come from China. Those take a long time to make. It's not that they're hard to make, it's that they take a very long time to make. More explosions in Tehran following the Israel strike. That was 3 hours ago, so as the day is starting, so it's daytime there, right? Back and forth to them. U.S. If the U.S. is gonna when U.S. goes in, U.S. likes to go in when things are dark. So it seems like U.S. would probably like go in. I would say probably at like nighttime, 1 o'clock, 2 o'clock in the morning, something like that. Iran says it successfully shot down U.S. military drones in its airspace. Israel launches new waves of strikes on Iranian targets. Iran launches another wave of missiles. So all in the last couple of hours, Israel has dropped over 1,200 bombs on Iran in the past 24 hours. protesters. A lot. Like you can see, like this is Bricks News. This page I follow, you can see like a lot of updates, breaking news, like every hour, every 30 minutes, every 20-30 minutes, every hour, right? Iran says President Trump fell into the Israel trap. Israel has become his priority, not America. CIA tracked Iranian supreme leader for months and had information he would attend a high meeting yesterday. Yeah, like I said, Trump says Iran better not attack the U.S. or we will hit them with a force that has never been seen before. I think, where was it? They hit U.S. What was it? So they shot down U.S. military drones. Okay, U.S. military drones. So situations could escalate. I mean, like like everything, like literally, like every 10 minutes, every 20 minutes, it's new things. Like since I started streaming, 105 new posts from just a couple of pages I follow. I don't follow like even that many pages. So it's like 12 countries right now that got affected. 11, I think, 12 or 11. And it's happening right now as we speak. Daytime over there. You just saw those posts from the last 54 minutes to 2-3 hours ago. And yeah, when USA invaded Venezuela, this is when USA invaded Venezuela back down here. Right down there is where USA invaded Venezuela. So like I was saying, like with everything going on right now, it's like in terms of categories, you could probably, like compare it closer to that. U.S. attack on Venezuela, it's obviously this is bigger. You're seeing way more countries involved now in the Middle East. So there's a war going on right now in the Middle East. And yeah, well, markets usually react to this stuff with uncertainty, like we've said. Explosive movements, things get priced in quickly. Like if the market was open, think about it. If the market was open when that happened, when that first strike went off and Donald Trump did his announcement, this and everything, think about how the markets would have reacted. They would have reacted, right? Because they would have been open. So it's like when things open up, look who will drive in, markets will react. Probably gonna gap open like gold last time when USA invaded Venezuela. Gold opened up bullish right away and kept going up even more and even more. Pulled back, went up even more, consolidated, pulled back, went up more, pulled back, went up more. Even after that, you could have found some like setups like here. Funny thing is, I remember this chart. Holy, I can see trades that I remember sending you guys back in here. Holy, this is, I can see. Even if you didn't catch like right when the market opened, there was still a lot of trending movement up after that. Like even the market went up for weeks after that. Like it didn't just, if you didn't catch that first movement, there was a lot more movement up after that. Even still, like gold has stayed bullish since USA invaded Venezuela. Now we have war in the Middle East. So yeah, typically, and even with tariffs, like we've had, this is a major weekend headline, major risk headline. We've had other headlines on the weekends, right? Like tariff stuff, like all through 2025 up until now, even there's been a lot of news with tariffs that have come out. And even those types of news and headlines have shocked the market and created uncertainty. Usually when that uncertainty is there, it's like, yeah, like price could usually go up. Gold usually reacts. It's usually first to spike and stuff. Oil too. This is in the Middle East. Oil. This is all happening in the Middle East, which a big part of what's going on here. Let's find it real quick. Should be here. A big part of this here now. We saw this yesterday. Iran warns no ship is allowed to pass through the Strait of Hormuz in response to U.S.-Israel attacks. So roughly 20% of the world's oil supply passes through this strategic waterway, which Iran is in control of. This strategic waterway, 20% of the world's oil supply passes through this strategic runway, which again is controlled by Iran. Iran. So there's way bigger threads that go into this, like war and things that are going on, why this war is happening, what's up for grabs, what this, that, you know. That's part of it, to say the least. Oil money. And, you know, they like to, there's always a narrative. There's always a narrative in terms. But history tends to repeat itself. If you look back at what's happened in the past, history tends to repeat itself. There tends to be a narrative with things. This country cannot have this. Boom, boom, boom. Whatever it is, we won't get into all that. But oil money. Long story short, oil money. All right? Long story short, oil money. All right? There you go. So yeah, oil could be probably something as well if this strait here, if this waterway, right, is closed, that means 20% of daily, you know, if we're thinking about the oil supply, think about what happens daily, right? So think about how much barrels per day that is in loss, right, for usage. 17 million barrels of oil daily, I think. Maybe it's daily. I don't know if it's daily, weekly, or monthly, but there's a big number daily that passes through that. So if it's it's closed yesterday. Because these countries, right, all these countries, Saudi Arabia, Iraq, right, big oil exporters, right? India goes right to India. So that's closed. There's a big deal because then it goes to China. Like, you know, you're talking about going to China, and then we got USA all over in the West, you know. So big thing, because production, whatever, trade, import, export, right? That all slows down. That creates a droppage, right? That would create a huge droppage, right? Go fill up your oil tanks today, all right? Go fill up your oil tanks maybe before Monday. So it's a big part of that, because if that thing's closed, that stays closed, that's bad, like for oil. And that's what Iran closed it yesterday. So oil prices, those could even spike too. We've seen, like, I think they had a big day. I think there was a pretty strong day the other day, but we've seen oil prices rise like over like $10 recently. So there's speculation of that. Oil prices, those might be something to watch too. Gold, obviously. War. Gold likes uncertainty. So when there's uncertainty, war talks. It's not talks now, right? There was talks already. We talked about a lot of the talks on sessions in the last 2 weeks. Anybody who's been tuned in here, man, we've been talking about this for the last, I don't know how long we've been talking about this. We've been talking about this for a while. All right, so hopefully you guys have been plugged in, paying attention. Because if you have been, you can see why I've been talking about this stuff so much, even on YouTube. If you guys have been seeing the videos I post on YouTube, man, I made that video, 2026 gold price predictions. That's when gold. We were talking about gold when it was at $4,200 then. I don't know how many streams I did in the beginning of December talking about this. End of November. 2026 gold price predictions. And a little while back, all of you guys should watch this video if you haven't seen it. Right? Smartest way to trade gold in 2025. There's many things I mentioned there in that video about how to approach gold moving forward, how the market's probably going to be. And one of the main discussions in that video was how there's going to be a lot of traps for traders, but one of the discussions was headlines, tariffs, news. That whole video was about how to approach gold smarter in 2025. I made that 7 months ago. And one of the main topics was about headlines, major headlines in the market. And ever since COVID, it's pretty much been like this. That was something I talked about in there. I talked about war headlines, major, I talked a lot about the tariffs. The tariffs, brought that up a lot, tariffs and everything. I was talking about Ukraine, Russia. That was, at the time I was talking about Ukraine, Russia, right? At the time I was talking about Ukraine and Russia and everything else going on. And told you guys, go watch that video. Man, go watch that video, because to this day, still talking about all those things in that video, literally. So yeah, gold, when it comes down to, gold likes uncertainty, and these types of events create that. So maybe we're going to see a situation like we did on like January 4th when USA invaded Venezuela. Market gapped up open, trended up all week, and then for the next weeks just continued up even. Right, especially if this war keeps escalating. So pay attention. Like I said in this video, I said it's going to be important to pay attention to your headlines, not just like your forex factory red folders, right? Those aren't even impacting the market as much as like these headlines that we're seeing are, right? And these bigger geopolitical concerns, right? So in that video, I talk about it, right? So pay attention to the headlines, how things keep going up. Pay attention to the news, right? There's going to be enough information circulating all throughout the day that you can keep up with it and see things, but depends on how it's escalated. Like, look at, depends on how this escalates. Look at how gold, again, like I said, might be like a USA invades Venezuela situation. Gold went up literally the entire month of January until literally the end of the month exactly. Could be a situation like that, especially like I said, if things just continue, right? If this lasts days or even week, like if this lasts like a couple more days even, like gold will just go up in the beginning of the week, right? Probably a big opportunity there. If this lasts a week, weeks, then you could expect, USA invaded Venezuela literally, and that was done overnight. And this is big. This is gonna last a couple days at least from the looks of it, right? More things have happened, more countries affected. It's not just invading and taking the leader. So we'll see. See how things escalate. Pay attention to the news. Might be on later today. Definitely gonna be watching the market when it opens up, right? Look at what happened last time. That was on January 4th. Market was closed, right? It happened on like a Saturday, if I'm not mistaken. Everybody would have like woke up to the news. But then when market opened, gold literally just went and then continued up. First pullback, went up. Next pullback, went up. Pullback. Every pullback after that tried to go up. And then there was a huge correction. And then the market continued up even more for the entire month. So let's see how this plays out. This is definitely going to be interesting. Today, when the market opens up, probably going to explode up, right? Could just gap up. So what else to expect, right? Gold buys, let's see. Yeah. History repeating itself. There you go. Some of you guys understood. There you go. Some of you guys understood what I was saying. All right. I didn't have to explain myself. For some of you guys understand. I was gonna explain myself, but then I was like, you know what? I'm on YouTube right now. Let's keep it calm, you know. Then I just start rambling on, saying the wrong things. The wrong, but wrong or right. Wrong but right. Crypto, like, we gotta see. Crypto could still keep going down, but I think we're getting closer to the bottom for Bitcoin soon. Maybe it could take, the bottom could take a couple of months, but we might see a bounce in crypto. I think, like, I mean, we're gonna see. Last time Israel and Iran situation developed, it was in June. Bitcoin did go up quite a bit, and then like months later came down, and obviously now we're here. Russia attacked Ukraine. Bitcoin went into more of a bearish phase, and that was just overall at the time Bitcoin was already in a bearish phase, right? Bitcoin, however, like, soon probably going to be getting closer to that bottom. Like, what does it mean for crypto? It's not really the same as gold, right? Crypto, when you say what does it mean for crypto or what does it mean for Bitcoin, like, Bitcoin is like the dominance in crypto, really. So it's like, how does it affect really Bitcoin and crypto? Yeah, obviously, because if crypto was the only thing that was open at the time, and obviously you see like the market went down, like Bitcoin and crypto were the only thing open at the time, and then there was a strong recovery already. Since like this isn't gonna affect, like, it's not gonna affect like Bitcoin and crypto the same like it would for gold, right? Crypto has its cycles. Crypto's in a bear market right now, still trying to find that bottom, right? I don't think it's gonna have that same like explosive effect as it would for like gold right now. Gold is more safe haven than what Bitcoin is. Bitcoin maybe has like a recovery going into like March, April. I think we're gonna have like some relief, maybe a recovery for Bitcoin, potentially bounce off of this level. The bottom though, I think we're literally, I think, like months away. Maybe like 5. We're probably like months away from getting closer to that bottom though for Bitcoin. Definitely not gonna have the same effect though, like gold is, when it comes like down to that like uncertainty. Bitcoin and crypto are more like think about this, like the stock, if the stock market was open at the time, right? Like the stock market probably would have went down and gold would have spiked up. Like if this happened when stocks, so in crypto would have went down too, probably. Like gold would have spiked up. If the market was open, gold would have spiked first. You probably would have seen like stocks dropping, and then eventually like those stocks would probably recover. Kind of like what Bitcoin did. Like, look what Bitcoin did. It sold off immediately. Bit of recovery. So like Bitcoin and crypto are more like the Nas one, like indices, like NASDAQ 100, S&P 500. Not like 100% correlated, but in the sense of like risk on, risk off assessment, gold is going to be a safe haven. Gold's always going to be that one that's going to like it the most. I wouldn't expect crypto to just like this. They might get a local bottom made here, kind of like we did last like March and April. Like last March was perfect time to buy Bitcoin, and April. Last March and April was a perfect time to buy Bitcoin. Between March and April. Maybe we get a recovery like last year. If we don't, then we'll drag out a bit more. After summertime, we'll probably find that bottom. Pay attention to gold when it opens. I'm not looking at currency pairs or anything else. I might look at oil and just see what it does. Like, there's a lot of people saying oil might spike up to like $100. Maybe. I'm not an oil expert, an oil trader, but if these things going on in the Middle East with what I just mentioned about oil and everything, with that strait being closed, that might make more sense then, right? In terms of like what's likely to happen. And welcome to the markets for you guys. I've been trading for 11 years now, and you don't even have to be like a full-time day trader and trade every day. There could be events that happen, real world geopolitical situations, and you know what the next move is based on that. There could be things, if you even look at where gold is right now, before it got here, there has been tension in the last 2 weeks about all of this. All of this tension has been rising up in the last 2 weeks. Even like there are traders out there, people out there who make, let's say, bets for a more simple term of understanding, or decisions, right? When certain things happen, they say, I'm going to do this, because this, and this are making sense. They put the things together. They don't actually actively trade on the markets every single day. It's like, there's a war going on, I'm going to buy gold. You don't even have to be like someone who's on the charts every day, right, to make those types of decisions that are where there's geopolitical, environmental decisions, conflict happening. Decisions could be made off of real world, real events, real situations going on, right? And there's people who do that, right? Who aren't actively trading like we are on a screen all day, looking for setups, looking to catch some pips. There are people who might be off the chart, who might not even look at the chart or think about charts for months, but then a war starts emerging, tension starts rising. They're like, oh, I'm gonna, boom, 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 make these moves. Or that could be like less is more. That could play out. In terms of probability, if you look at something 1,000 times, it's like how probable do you get more? Obviously, like it's like something happens one time, it's like, oh, boom, plays out, done. Obviously, the more setup, the way we trade is setups. So the more setups, the more trades, you're gonna win some, you're gonna lose some. You just have to know how things are gonna act in different market environments. But let's see how the market opens. It's probably going to gap open. Might not even be the easiest trade to catch when it opens, because it's probably going to be, the market's probably going to be fast, right? Like, might not even be the easiest trade to like literally catch onto, just because like things could gap open, gap up, right? And like volatility, it might be really fast. So let's see. It's going to be definitely an interesting week. New month. It's March 1st as well. It's a new month, so definitely going to be interesting month that we're going into. War. New month, new war, new month, new war. No. Damn. New year, 2025. There were some wars, 2026. So, yeah, let's see. March is starting off interesting. Kind of like how January did. January started pretty interesting too. Literally. I'm going to wrap it up for the morning, though. That's going to be it for me. Smash the like button before we get off. If you guys missed yesterday's session, be sure to watch it. It was live yesterday. You might have missed some things we talked about. Going to be posting a YouTube video today in a couple of hours. Check it out when I post it. But if you guys haven't seen all the YouTube videos, check them out. And yo, show some feedback. Show some love on the videos. Like, comment, right? Show some energy. And then I'll stream every day. Every single day. Stream every single day. Show some comments, show some love. I'm out here giving you guys free game. I'm giving you guys free game and you guys don't even know it yet. Some of you guys don't even know it yet. Some of you guys gotta lock in. Alright? Some of you guys gotta wake up. Some of y'all gotta wake the fuck up. Alright? I'm gonna wrap it up though. Show some love out there. Always appreciated. Keeps the energy going. It keeps me fired up. When I see more comments, likes, keeps me fired up, all right? I'm going to wrap it up for the morning. Keep an eye on gold, yo. Keep an eye on gold. I'm probably going to full port buys. I'm probably going to throw like $10,000 in an account and just say, Jesus, take the wheel. So, I'll see you there.